Well, hello guys, my name is Nick and today we're doing a Citroën build-off against DiecastRestos. Yes, we both decided to do Citroëns. He's doing an SM, I'm doing an XM, and we're both going to make something awesome out of this. So his link to his channel is going to be in the description down below. Go check out his channel, check out his video and let me know how he did in this build-off. Now starting mine, it's a green, well kind of green XM from Majorette. The paint is well gone. It has a nice spoiler so it's really aerodynamic. The wheels, well, they're rusty and don't really turn, there's probably a lot of hair, but the hood bonnet thingy opens and there is just a green engine. It just seems that this thing has been in the bottom of the ocean, which is pretty nice. So, like always, drilling out the rivet is the first order of business. One on the front and the rear is just being held in by the number plate. So again, 2 seconds of drilling. And it just slides right out. And there is my worst nightmare. Those side strips, well, they were attached to the model. So it's not only held to take off, it's held to put them back on when the model is freshly painted. Oh well, so let's speed this thing up. Take my old toothpick. I think right now, and there we go. And I just try to don't break this because, well, then it's just over the build-off. I have to choose something else. Then the engine just lifts right out. Really nice. The glass. And as you can see, the glass, well, it's literally been on the bottom of the ocean. That's really bad, okay? Then the hood bonnet is attached to the model, so I cannot really take that off. Now to take off the wheels and axles, really simple. Just lift them out and the spring will release them. And there's white stuff on my fingers. This model is no. So my favorite step of every restoration, the sandblasting. Speeding this up because this takes a while, but it's just so satisfying to watch the paint just leave the model and just go to, I don't know. Then first the model, then the base, so get the corrosion and the rust off, and they are just like new. So for primer, I'm using a fine surface primer by Tamiya, well, like always, doing 3 coats in total, leaving between 15 to 20 minutes to dry between coats. Because at this point it's freezing in my workshop, I have been putting my heater on for about an hour I think, and it's getting kind of toasty in here, so that's nice. Then taking a closer look at the interior, the engine and the windshield, revealing that it's absolutely disgusting. So let's fill up a top with hot soapy water, take my toothbrush and get these cleaned. This is the windshield. After some soapy water, this still needs to be polished, but it's a million, well, you can actually see out of it, which is a massive improvement. Then here is the engine and the interior. So let's concentrate on these two things at this point in time. So let's place them on the paint boot, well, my cut open box, and get them a couple coats of primer. You need to be really light with these primers on this plastic. It's a plastic primer and a metal primer, but the primer doesn't, well, it does stick if you sand up the model because it's quite hard to sand off these seats. Oh well. For color, a black Citroën, did one a couple videos ago. Link is in the top right of the screen right now. But I just love the way this thing looks in black. Doing 3 coats in total, again 20 minutes to dry between coats like always. Now as you can see, I'm kind of forgetting the bottom half of the car. That's because I'm finally trying a two-tone again. And hopefully this will work. So that's why I'm leaving the bottom still in a primer. So trying to get all the nooks and crannies on this model. Also in the second coat I lifted up the bonnet and painted underneath that. Then for the interior, it's not going to be black, it's not going to be white, it's going to be, well, brown-ish. Well, it's actually, officially it's bronze, because I ran out of brown. Meaning I never bought brown, so I ran out. Oh well, so this was really tricky because, well, the paint likes to run on this thing. and I love it. But oh well, after well a lot of patience and I think 6.5 million coats, the interior was brown. Then take my rag, take my polishing compound and do an old school hand polish from the windshields. I do have a drill polisher at work, but I forgot. Oops. Then the two-tone is going to be grey, nothing spectacularly different, just going to be a dark grey. I took my toothbrush and my little paintbrush and painted in the two-tone. This time not deciding to use my airbrush for painting the two-tone, because well, it was acting up and I just wanted it was so small I just decided to use the brush. Now this is not gonna be the final coat of that, because well, like I said in the beginning, when I reattached those little base side thingies, I messed up the paint and I had to just repaint that little part. Oh well, no harm done. Next, there's one more part in the interior, that's the dashboard and the steering wheel. Those two get the same coat of bronzy browny thingy-majig. So after that's done, even more details. So take my toothpick again and do the details on the engine, because I really wanted to do a, well, semi-detailed engine bay. It's not whoa amazing, but it's just the way I like it. So some details in those silverish chromish paint. Not doing the paint away because I need to point in the door handles. In this scene you can still see that the two-tone is still there. In the next scene it's gone. Don't be scared, it's not magic, I just had to repaint. Well, I did the entirety of the blackie thingy again, because, well, like I said, I tried to test fit it and it failed. It failed. Oh well, no harm done. Some yellow headlights because it's a French car. I was kind of debating on doing them in the same silver-ish paint, but I really like how they stand out in yellow. Take my red paint and paint in the rear lights. I love doing these small details, really make the car, well, come together. Please let me know in the comment section down below what you think about these, well, adding details, or should I just make it exactly, well, a restoration. This is kind of a custom restoration. So on to the reassembly. First of all is the windshield. Then is the engine, dashboard and steering wheel. And side note, the steering wheel should not point to the front of the car, it should point to the interior of the car. Thingy that's my new nickname. Messed up a little bit. Oh well, so at this point I'm going to test fit it again. It's still black because I know that this will damage the paint again. So just to slide these things over. This time surprisingly they go into place quite easily, I would say. After that I take my paintbrush again and just paint in the grey parts again. I know it's not perfect, not painted like with the airbrush, but it's literally the best I could do at this point of time, because again my airbrush was a little bit acting up, it was spitting some parts, which is never, I just cleaned it. Don't you hate it when you clean something and spits parts at you? Oh, well, off camera also, well, not on, I did it on camera, but I just deleted the footage. I repainted the wheels in the same silverish paint, so they look kind of like new again. Now for the reassembly of the base, I just had to take off the spring, reattached the axles and the wheels. Also I de-haired the axles, so the wheels actually spin. There was a lot of hair wedged between the wheels, so that's why they weren't really spinning. Story of my, no, not story of my, shh. So when the spring is back, look at the wheels look amazing. When it's back attached, I have to reattach the number plate on the back and click it in the front. Now there wasn't enough material to use a screw to screw in the base, so I used old school glue to hold the model into place. So that's the end of my restoration. Let's take a look at it before the restoration when it was still green. And well, I think it was swimming at the bottom of the ocean because you cannot see to the windshield and it was white stuff in the car. Strange. And let's take a look at it. half of the restoration with the bonnet open, which I really love how this looks, and the the brown interior, and let's put it on the spinning plate to see the entirety of the car. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and hope to see you in a future restoration. Bye.